Greetings, Hope Church. Pastor Casey here. I wanted to take a moment in this video and answer the question, whatever happened to the Men of Hope ministry? It's safe to say that Men of Hope here at Hope Church has been greatly affected by coronavirus. The first event I think I ever had to cancel as a pastor in March was our annual men's chili cook-off. And with the prolonged pandemic, it's meant our monthly men's breakfast gatherings have been canceled, and even our yearly men's retreat has been postponed indefinitely. It's not that these events are not valuable or that they were easy to cancel, but there are real issues of safety that we need to consider in making these tough decisions to postpone ministry events. And with that, there's been a huge net loss, which I think we all feel, especially in terms of fellowship and friendship. Now, last year at our men's retreat, I introduced a men's discipleship curriculum I'd been working on called Heart, Head, Hands. A positive of COVID-19 is that I've spent most every Friday during these past months continuing to work on this booklet resource, and I'm happy to report that it is actually complete. And with its completion, I want to spend the rest of the video inviting you into disciple-making relationships. Men of Hope, consider the vision point from Mickey's Hope Church 2025 sermon last week on the heart. We want to be a shepherding church. One of the three main commands of King Jesus is that we would love one another, and that we would love one another in a way that the world would know us by our love. Intentional discipleship relationships as men is a great means towards this vision goal. The Heart, Head, Hands booklet helps us, through shepherding friendship, develop as men who love God with all our faculties. Now, this booklet is divided up into three topical sections. The first is the heart. How do we grow to love God with our heart as men? What does it look like to have our affections, our desires, our longings to be transformed by the gospel? The second section, Head, provides some theological training around some key topics in theology. When we grow in our biblical knowledge of who God is, we worship God with our head, with our mind. Finally, Hands deals with what we do as men of God. How are our attitudes, actions, and relationships affected by the gospel? In terms of how to use this resource, I'll be recording a video in the next few weeks, but for now I want to encourage those who are interested in this type of shepherding investment, and those of us who maybe even are just looking for meaningful friendship during the season of isolation, to follow the registration link and to sign up for one of these types of relationships. The only thing you'll be asked when you register is if you want to be a mentor, if you want to be mentored, or if you want to meet with someone at an equal spiritual level of maturity as you. Some of our older men here at church have been faithfully following Jesus for decades, and they could be great shepherds for our younger men in our church. And then some of us are in that stage where we could look to or really benefit from having a mentor or a spiritual mentor in our lives. And then some other of us are looking for deep relationships with people that are in similar life stages and are in a similar spiritual walk as ours. So whether that be you, whatever category that be, I really want to encourage you to take time and register for this type of discipleship relationship. Men of Hope, with our events being shut down, now's the time to return to the basics of the Christian life, making disciples who make disciples. I look forward to working with you in making this happen, and I'm excited for this Heart, Head, Hands resource to help our church become a shepherding church. God bless you all.